Good afternoon. Good morning, actually. It's 11:25, and I think I've shot, and I don't know. Actually, I should time this. One sec. I think I've shot, an I don't know, not at night, probably once. And I've been meaning to get to it, but it's just been crazy. Actually, let's see. When was the last time we shot? And I don't know. It's been a minute. Oh, November 22nd? Well, November 22nd or November 21st, around there. Because I can't speak. I release it right after I shoot it. Because there isn't really much to edit. But welcome back, y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a lot of minutes. This mic is like, my desk is really messy. And you ever get into those funks where like your desk is messy, your workspace is messy, and it just you can't, it's just like, it bothers you. And it bothers me too, but I'm just, like I cleaned it and then it got messy really fast. Okay, so December, everyone in this family has been sick. Like the very beginning of December, the kids got sick. One kid got sick, spread it to the other kids, and it was this like cough, or not cough came afterwards, but it was this like a lot of mucus, light fever. I take that back. Mucus, fever, headache, spread to all kids, and it hit Taeyang and the baby the hardest. And then the baby had to go to the clinic multiple times, and then Taeyang got hospitalized because of it. And then, some time goes by and everyone starts to get better. And then Devin gets it, of course, because she probably got it from the baby. And then, surprisingly, I was fine. And then when Devin healed up, I got it. And then I healed up, 4 or 5 days later. Then the cycle repeat again, except it didn't hit the baby that hard. He had it a little bit easier. Sorry, I have to burp. And then it hit Taeyang again, and he had a fever, but again, like the baby, it didn't hit him as hard. And then it hit Devin again, and then Drusilla again, and then me again. And then now it's just been this like light cough. And then like everyone's like super mucusy. If that, I don't even think that's a word, but we all have a lot of like mucus and have to like clear our throats and get it out. And now it's December 30 and we're all still kind of like nasally and stuff. So I've never been sick like this, like twice in a month, but it's just, it's been wild. But that sums up the Park household of 2023 in December. But everything's good. Got a haircut yesterday by my friend Alden. Oh, like a trim. And you know what's cool? So Alden, he when I met him, he was working for this company. They're kind of like, I guess like a very big like hair cutting company. They're better than like the generic hair cutting companies, but like they're at least well known in Utah. And that's where I met him. And then he eventually opened up his own little shop it was a chair, and he had his own little space. And he did that for a little bit, and then now he's expanding. And he's in this new space, which is like phenomenal. Like it's very cool. It's very vintage style, old wood in Ogden, and it looks really cool. And he's in the process of building up that shop. So a lot of big things, and gives bomb ass haircuts. I'll throw his link. I've shared him a few times. He's in a couple vlogs, a couple posts. But yeah, I'll throw his link down in the description. So if you're ever in town and you need a fresh cut, Alden. Yeah. So that's what's happened. Turned 31 the other day. I took the family out to Park City, and we spent the day there. This is my first time taking all three kids, and Devin bought a double stroller when we went to Florida, and had two kids in there. And a very popular part of Park City is Main Street. And Main Street, it's a beautiful place, and Main Street has all these shops, and that's kind of like the hub of where Sundance is held. But yeah, there's a lot of cool shops, restaurants, not museums, but like art galleries. And Main Street goes up like this. It's at an incline. And so we were going up, and I was pushing a double stroller, just muscling through, and there were a ton of people, and that was definitely a workout, but the kids enjoyed it, and it wasn't too cold. It was about 41, so not bad. Sunny. There was snow in the mountains, but not really much. There was like older snow throughout Main Street, which turned into ice basically, but yeah, it wasn't like snowing. The skies were clear. It was sunny, so it was a beautiful day. The other times we went to Park City, like it's been snowing, or the snow was fresh and it was slippery and really cold. But yesterday I think it was really, really nice and made it very convenient to hang out. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff. So I went snowboarding again. I'm being distracted by all the toys upstairs, and then the sounds of the toys. I'm sure you could hear that. My kids are playing upstairs. I went snowboarding again, and what's crazy is last season, I didn't go because I was really busy with a job that basically prevented me, with a job that made it difficult for me to kind of step out. Like I kind of went into this funk where on my days off I didn't want to do anything, and lost interest in all my hobbies, and just kind of like went down from there. So it was a shame that I didn't snowboard last year, but I'm back on it, and I didn't forget. I thought I would, but picked it back up. I mean, the first day is kind of like rough. You kind of getting back into the groove, and it takes a lot of endurance. But I was able to pick it up okay, and then had to shoot a few gigs on the slopes, so that was cool to incorporate that. And excited to get back out there in this upcoming week. So that'll be fun. Yeah, just, you know what's weird? It's like I've heard that it was supposed to snow a lot in Utah this season. People were saying, oh, it was going to be like the coldest, or like the winter with like more snow. But to be honest, like it's been fairly warm. And like it's probably snowed in the city a handful of times. Whereas last year it was like every other day where every day was just snow, snow, snow. So it's good because the roads are convenient, because I hate driving in snow, but it's kind of like a downside when you do snow sports. But where I go, it's not too bad. They had the snow and stuff, so hopefully they could keep it up and get some more snow up there. And another thing I want to talk about is that I have a couple reels coming out regarding watches, Veyer watches in particular. It's all this stuff here, and I'm wearing a Veyer watch right here. And I don't talk about it much. I've talked about my tag before years ago, but I feel like watches and watch collecting is just something I kind of do on a personal level quietly. I don't talk about it, and like it's just like my own like little thing that I enjoy doing. But it's slowly getting out there. And if you're a watch person, and what I mean by that is if you have interest in watches and you know them, it's easy to spot. You'll see it and be like, oh, that's that. Oh, that's that. Oh, I think this guy knows or has an interest in watches. And I try to incorporate different watches in the content I make. But there was this brand I came across called Veyer, and they are an American watch company. And they're based in Venice Beach, Venice Beach, California, so LA, and which is really cool because that's where I came from, and they had this really cool watch called a chronograph. And I don't want to get too deep into watches and like the technical specs, because I did a unboxing and a review of the Veyer watches, which is going to come out next week. And non-watch people definitely understand this too, because I watch a lot of watch stuff, and like sometimes it's really technical, and if you don't know the vocabulary and the terms and about watches, it's gonna fly over your head. But I try to shoot the video in a way that non-watch people can understand and potentially get into. But I found this very cool watch called a chronograph watch. And a chronograph, basically, it serves different functions. So watches are tools, and not only does it tell the time, but now you've probably seen watches that have a date windows that tell the date as well. And now there are chronographs. There are now chronographs. There have been chronographs, but now I finally was able to acquire a chronograph. And a chronograph watch not only tells the date, and a chronograph not only tells the time, some tell the date as well. And they also have a stopwatch on it, so you could keep time that way as well. And there's also like a 24-hour window, and then a stopwatch separate window that tells you how long it's been. Right now I have the stopwatch running, so I could record how long, so I know how long this video is going, because I'm doing it different on my computer, whereas before I tracked it on my computer through the mic, but now I'm shooting with this, so it's anyways, watch the other ones and then watch the other I don't knows, and you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about and why I'm shooting with this mic. But I saw this watch, and I've been in the market for a chronograph, and I really like a vintage style, and I wanted something durable, and Veyer had it, so I reached out, and we were able to work out a collaboration. And so I have a Veyer chronograph, and now I have a Veyer diver watch right here on a nylon khaki strap, which is very cool. This one's an automatic movement, so you open case back. I feel like I'm nerding out. But watch nerd, and kind of have a dilemma right now. So this is a little piece of fabric that I put in between the strap right now to get it to fit. So I have a 6-inch wrist, and it's a very small wrist, and most watches don't go that small. And with watch bracelets, you could remove links, but you can only remove so much. Well, I have to burp. You can only remove so much, so it can only get so small. And this one, the smallest it goes on this Jubilee style bracelet is 6.4 inches, I believe. But I'm a 6-inch wrist, so I have some space that I need to get rid of. And so right now, this is a placeholder to keep the watch in place. I have been switching this watch with different straps, like a rubber strap, and that stays on no problem. But the Jubilee just looks so great. And I actually ordered a brown leather strap that I want to keep on the chronograph. So that's gonna come in eventually. So that'll be it. But yeah, I need to figure out how to get a non-removable link removed, because there are ways to do that. That way, when I do want to wear it on the Jubilee bracelet, I can. So, but right now, this is what we're doing. But yeah, Vaer watches. I have 2 reels coming out within the next couple weeks, and a YouTube video coming out this upcoming week. So if you're interested, take a look. Let me know what you think. And if you want to get into watches, I mean, it could be overwhelming, because there's just so much to know, and it's like, wow. But it's a really fun hobby. And there's this argument that I've seen a lot that goes on in the watch community where people say, well, why would you get a regular watch that just tells the time when you can get like a smartwatch, And I'm not going to name certain smartwatches, but I'm sure because smartwatches could do more than just tell the time. And yes, it's true, smartwatches are functional. They serve a lot of different purposes, and I've heard lots of different arguments where people say, oh, well, I like to check it when I can't check my phone to see what the message was or what was going on. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like, what works for you might not work for someone else. So I'm not, I'm just saying I'm the messenger of what I've heard. Yes, both are functional pieces. They both tell time. Smart watches do more than just tell the time, but some people prefer more analog. Is that the right word? Like more traditional avenues of things. I don't know. Like, what's really beautiful about this Vaer, this is the DS5 Diver, is that it's a traditional. It's the traditional watch. It's not a smartwatch. It tells the time. It has the date, and it has a rotating bezel. So, like, quick thing about dive watches like this is that they were originally created for divers, and they have a rotating bezel like so. If you can see that, and you put it to one of the longer hand, and it helped divers track how long they were underwater. So that was the primary function of a dive watch, and over time, they became very popular with non-divers, and eventually made its way onto the wrist of lots of people that don't dive, but just love the look, feel, everything about a dive watch. And every now and then I'll wear my dive watch and use the timing function as well to just time different things, and it works, and I like the way it looks. And this one is an automatic movement, which means it's not battery powered. You just wear it, and the movement of the watch stores that energy and powers the watch itself. So this one has an open case back, so I don't know if you could see that. there's that piece that moves around as you wear it, and that helps store that energy, and you could see the mechanisms of it. And I'm getting super nerdy, but I watch. Yeah, so watches, I think not only it's a piece of jewelry, but also a potential heirloom, a symbol. It's style, like it's kind of all of that. And I definitely want to pass down my watches to my kids when I get older and feel like passing it down. And then hopefully they could pass it down. Like my dad passed down one of his watches to me, and it's over 30 years old. And yeah, like that's a watch I'm gonna have forever, and then I'll pass that one down, and you know, it'll go down the ranks. But yeah, I think watches are very special. I don't think I would want a smartwatch and then pass down a smartwatch. Honestly, I don't even think it's gonna last like 30 years, you know, with technology constantly changing and software, and you know, like we can't even use like a smartphone for 30 years. Like you're most likely not gonna be able to use a smartwatch for 30 years. And if you are using a smartwatch and it's been 30 years, like it's gonna be so outdated, it probably won't even function. Like you can't even use like old smartphones anymore. Like it just stops working. You can't download anything new. Like it's done. So yeah, I think watches are something, you know, meant to outlive you and pass down. So that's my 2 cents on watches. You'll see a lot of these watches in my content. And if you're considering getting a watch for yourself or for someone else as a gift, you know, YouTube's the place to go to research. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a DM, and we'll talk about watches. But we are approaching 20-minute mark based on my chronograph. So yeah, watches, love talking about it. It's kind of like all I talk about with Devin, and she has no interest in watches, but now she knows a lot more than she wants to. And I'll say, oh, you know this, you know that. And she's like, yep. And I guess that's like one thing about being in a relationship. Like you guys talk about your own interests and your own hobbies, and then eventually you don't necessarily get each other into it, but you give each other the knowledge of different things, and you just end up knowing. Like I know more than I want to know about hair extensions, nails, like acrylic nails, yeah, like all these different things that I'd never even, yeah. So and she knows about watches, a little bit about cars. So yeah, being in a relationship. You know, one thing Devin and I have been talking about is tattoos. And I don't want to say I have an itch for a tattoo, because to me an itch means like I need to fulfill that. But I've been kind of wanting a temporary one, or wanting something on my arms. So, oh yeah, where was it again? It's right here. I used to have a tattoo right here. And if you look at my old content, it's probably on there, I think. But I got rid of it because my previous employer required me to not have any. And I get asked this a few times where they're like, do you regret removing it? Because you got it, you loved it, and then you had to get it removed for your employer, and then now you're not with them anymore. So I don't regret it, but when I did get it, I loved it, and I loved it every single day of having it. And when I did get it removed, number one, it almost cost double what I paid for it to get it removed. So I paid like 600 something to get this removed, and then the people that removed it, the company that removed it, charged me $1,000. So almost double to get it removed. So just that kind of put things into perspective when you want to get it, if you're considering getting a tattoo. And that's like, I only got charged $1,000 based on the way they determine how much it's going to cost is one, how many sessions, how many times it's going to take, how many times you have to go into their clinic and get the treatment. And two, the size. Three, I think the placement of where it is. And four, the color and like how deep it is in your skin. So tattoos, they're very tiny needles with ink in it, and it goes into your skin and it deposits. It leaves the ink in there and then does it again. And that's how you get ink in your skin. And some people have it really deep in their skin, and some people have a lot of ink, which makes it very dark. And some people it's like sometimes it sticks out. Like sometimes some of Devon's tattoos, it's like 3D and you can kind of feel it, because she has some pretty heavy ink tattoos, and mine was very fine needles and very, very thin and very light. So it almost looked like a sketch. And so it wasn't very deep at all, and it was really small. It was probably that big. So just considering that, I was charged $1,000. And the way they wanted it, they offered me two choices. It was so when you go in for a session, what they call it is, they make it very cold with like ice or something. And then it's like a laser, and it just zaps it. And then it's like zapping away the ink on top of your skin. And so when I went in, it was like, the longest session was like probably 15 seconds. So it's just like, tsh, 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 and then like it turned all white. And then, as I went in for more sessions, like it got faster because the ink was fading away. So it was like, tsh, tsh, tsh. I think the fastest session was like 5 seconds. It was like, tsh, 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 done. And then the thing is, you can't go in like every day. It's like you just zap that spot once, zap the next spot, and that's it. You gotta wait. Like I was waiting 8 weeks in between, because like your skin has to heal in order for them to do the next session. So it was, I think it took me like a year. And then I stopped going after maybe 5, maybe 6 sessions. And it's kind of like, it's very faint. Right there. I'm going to cut. That is kind of like the remnants of it. And over time, my skin, my body is just going to kind of like push out the remaining ink. I just never got a chance to schedule another session. Anyways, it's basically gone. They offered me 2 choices. So it's for me, they offered me I think like $150 a session, or they'll completely remove it for $1,000. So as many sessions as it takes. So for me, I was like, okay, well, I don't know how many sessions it's going to take, and they can't give me a specific number, like, oh, it's going to take 8 sessions exactly and it's going to be gone. Because if they said, oh, it's going to be actually 4 sessions and it'll be gone completely, then I would have just went with the a la carte, paid $150 every time I went in. But I didn't know that, and I ended up going, I think like 5 or 6 times. I'm pretty sure I went 6 times. So that comes out to like $900, and I paid like $970 something for the other deal. So I mean, like, I basically, to me, it was like kind of the same at that point. Like afterwards, I could have gone in for more sessions, but I just I had to cancel, reschedule, and I just didn't have time to do it again. So I was like, whatever, it's done. But for like bigger tattoos with like, the things I talked about. Camera died. Oh, we're at 29 minutes. So I forgot a slate. 3, 2, 1. Um, I need to slay the first part. But wait, I don't have to slay. I forgot I have this mic. Anyways, yeah, like bigger tattoos and stuff just require more zaps, more time, more sessions. And so I think like things like the ones like Devin has, which is like huge, like on her thigh, it's like this big and like color, and it's really deep. I think those will be like a few, maybe a couple thousand, maybe more. So it's, you know, just think about it if you're considering a tattoo. I never thought I'd get mine removed when I got this one. Like, I wanted to keep it forever. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, and I made the decision to get it removed for, you know, those reasons. But that's how much it costs. It's always, from what I'm looking at and from my experience, it's always going to cost you more to remove it than to get it. So you can go into a fairly cheap tattoo parlor and be like, oh, let's just get one. It's like $50. It's gonna cost you way more than $50, way more to get it removed properly. So just food for thought. But if you're like, whatever, I'm gonna keep this forever, like I genuinely want to keep this forever, then, you know, do you. But anyways, on the topic of tattoos, there's this company called Inkbox that Devin and I have been looking at, and they have temporary tattoos. I think it's kind of like henna, where it lasts, Inkbox lasts, I think they said like 2 weeks-ish, around there, and it's black ink, it's not brown like henna, from what I've noticed, and they have lots of designs, and you just kind of like, it's like you put on those fake tattoos, like the ones you get in like the 50-cent machines for kids. You put it on, peel it off, and it lasts like 2 weeks. And it looks really cool, and I want to get several of them on my arm and see how it looks and enjoy it, and, you know, eventually it'll wash out. So no harm, no foul. And I'll, like I said, like I will be enjoying it, hopefully, the entire time I have it. And that's what's most important when you get it, whether you get a real one or fake one. Like, you want to get it to enjoy it. Oh man, my sister's blowing up my phone. You want to get it to enjoy it. And I think that applies to everything, right? Like watches, things, hobbies, places you go to, things you eat, everything you want to do. Like, you want to enjoy it, or you're doing it to try out a new experience. And so, moral of the story: tattoos are expensive to remove, but everything you do, you should do it for your enjoyment, to try new experiences, because you want to, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a guru. I'm just a guy sitting behind his desk talking. Kids might be fighting. But yeah, it's been good. Life's been good. Devin is actually heading out in a little bit. Oh, before I forget, and caller, guys, you know me. I'm a brand ambassador. And caller, 15% off TP15. Get 15% off your order at And Caller. They have a lot of new things. I think they actually came out with a shoe. Not sure if it's actually out yet. Yeah, so everything from shirts. You've seen me advertise their shirts a lot. They have blazers. They're a really good group of people, very kind, and they have a lot of funny stories that they post. So very kind and funny, energetic group of people that work for this company, and a lot of good clothes. So let's see. Yep, they have that. Oh, actually, they did not. Oh, wait. Oh, they did. Nice. Yeah, so last time I checked, like, they were coming out with a pair of dress shoes, and they look like performance dress shoes. It's called the Summit Performance Dress Shoe 2.0. Comes in black, brown, and gray. And they look like they kind of look like a combination of dress shoes and sneakers. Nice. Looks comfortable. But yeah, now they have shoes, so if you're interested, TP15, get 15% off your order. If you use my code, I'll get 15% off. Yeah, I believe it's 15% off in commission, and that helps support the channel as well as Instagram and everything else I do. But yeah, if you're interested in picking up something from Ann Collar yourself or as a gift, TP15. There's my plug. Also, I have one with Jack Threads. I should probably know this. It's more updated information on tophandher.com, which is up and running again. But yeah, so Ann Collar, TP15. I need to update that with Revival. The Revival code doesn't work anymore, but Fioboc, TP20, and you get 20% off. But I don't get a commission on that one, but it's okay because you get 20% off. And then 10% off at Jack Threads, and I don't think I get commission on that one as well, but that's okay because you get 10% off using code HYUNW. So that's my Instagram handle without the period. So some promo codes for you guys there, save you some money. I know the holidays are basically over, but it's never too late to get a nice dress shirt or dress shoes or more goods. I picked up the LA Dodgers beige hat from Jack Threads, and beige hats, they're in. So you could get that. All right, guys. Well, Devin has to go, and I have to go upstairs, hang out with the kids, and I actually think she texted me. She said, "Are you almost done, bebe?" Yeah. So also, I grew a mustache. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it, but it's there. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next, I don't know,